Namaste. I am Saksham Seth of class 11, Ravindra Vidya Niketan, Kyonjhar. Festivals are integral part of our life. Festivals have their own charm. Festivals generally produce a lot of waste. Festivals are interesting, but these festivals somehow produce a lot of waste to the environment. To understand the waste production and compare how the waste production and management over the years take place, we have Sarita Pradhan of class 12 with us over here. So I welcome Sarita Didi to our interview. So can I ask you the first question? So which festival you like the most?
Well, I like the traditional Indian festivals like that of Durga Puja, Diwali, Holi, all that.
So are those festivals still celebrated in the same way it was done before when our grandparents were children?
Well, sadly it is not. Nowadays the festival is actually more concerned on taking pictures and posting on social sites rather than knowing the real reason behind it. Whereas in our grandparents' time, I remember them telling me stories of their childhood, their festival, how they will celebrate it. It was like the festive vibe begins way before the festival actually comes. So they have a lot of hustle bustle going on around the village nook and corner. I'm from a village only, so I know that before the festival actually begins, a village gathering is there. They decide that this work should be done by this person. They divide their work actually, and they celebrate it as a family. Like the village is actually a family together. So that way, more togetherness, more bonding was there, which actually lacks in nowadays. So the difference is actually a huge parameter.
Yes, that's true that in villages people celebrate the functions together. So, what is new? What has changed?
Well, if I give this answer basis on different parameters, then I would certainly say a lot of things has changed. Like nothing seems what it was before. In my grandparents' time and my parents also, I remember they used to tell me that them as kids, they used to have a lot of fun because different part of family would come around from all over. They would be together in the same house for many days, as even a simple festival then would take a lot of time. But now the festival are limited to nuclear families only. Like in my family, sometimes we go to the village to celebrate the festival, but sometimes we don't go, and it's limited to the four members of the family only. But I think the togetherness which the earlier times had brought was a different sort of vibe. There was also aspect I would like to focus is on the waste that was generated, because in earlier times the plastic wasn't used much about, so they mainly focused on biodegradable plant materials. They used decorative leaves, they used to make garland of natural flowers and all those. So it was kind of very compostable scenario. But nowadays plastic has actually dominated the world. You see, we have artificial flowers, we have artificial decorative items, we have artificial cutlery also. But their time they used to simply sit on the ground only. They used to eat on the banana plantain leaves. It was also causing very much less garbage around. So I think the whole scenario of festivals now has changed. Today people's mentality has changed. They don't have any much time. They would like to focus more on their works and give little time out just for the sake of festivals. So that's the change.
Yes, that's true that now festivals are like formalities.
Yeah, formality.
Do you know someone who celebrates the festivals in more eco-friendly manner?
Well, I'm glad that I'm part of family which follows the value of traditionalism. And so, in my maternal side of family, my maternal grandfather, my grandpa, is actually a teacher. So he has grown up with all those idealism and all. So he makes sure that we minimize the amount of plastic we use. He always would guide us and instruct us that use the natural products in the festivals during the village during our stay in villages only. He will wake us up early in the morning. He will send us a go, bring this, bring that. There was a local forest nearby, so we used to get all the items from the forest only, and we didn't also cause much damage to the environment. Plus, he would always be there to teach us that this effect would cause this will cause this. So, growing up around him, I am also somehow ardent believer of naturalism.
that was all. Apart from that, in a recent surfing through the net, I found out about Green Mina. Green Mina is actually a entrepreneurship business, and they are doing really great work because they specialize in organizing weddings, events, and even festivals in an eco-friendly way. Like if I give the example of Pariyati Chopra's wedding, it was recently only. Instead of a grand wedding, it was a green wedding. Like they use all those eco-friendly matters and all. So Green Mina is a really wonderful site I went through. And from surfing through the website, I also found out they had decomposed around 15 to 16,000 kg of waste. So that's a huge fact they have achieved. Apart from that, they have also recycled 7,000 kg of dry waste. So if we try to follow their footsteps, maybe we can also do something nice and good only. And apart from that, if I say that there are some local communities in Kyonchar only of a tribal area, they don't use plastic. They will use the natural products only. So sometimes primitive living can also make us understand that how our activities will affect on the nature. So that was all.
Regarding that grandfather part, I must say that you are very lucky to have a grandparent in your house,
Yeah.
because grandparents always try to make the festivals more eco-friendly.
They are very wise and they know all the tales, so it's nice hearing from them. In the night, they will, under the stargazing site only, he will tell us stories from the past, and it's really nice listening to him.
Every brother, every sister
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
together and
Yes.
listening the tales.
It's a nice family time. Moments which we treasure the most at the family times only.
That's true.
Apart from that, I also would like to tell this. I'm a hostelite. Okay, I live in the hostel. So during our celebration, we have this taken this huge step. In our school committee only, our principal, she has instructed us to not use any kind of non-biodegradable things for models and products. Like during our science exhibition, there was a total ban on thermocols. We had to make all the projects and everything out of cardboard, because cardboard is easily recyclable and it is also decomposable. So we used cardboard, and we are also planning of reusing or recycling the plastic pens which we found in the school. Apart from that, during our celebration in hostel of Diwali, Ganesh Puja and all, we try to make the optimum utilization of biodegradable things. Like sometimes we will make a paper from the waste products only, and we will paint on the paper, we stick it over here and there. It used to look very beautiful. It gives an aesthetic vibe also. Apart from that, we will use the trees which was near the hostel, because our school is actually surrounded by a lot of greenery and a lot of variety of plants and trees grow over there. Variety of colors are also available, so we try to make use of them because it doesn't cost much. We just need to go, and it comes a nature walk also. We enjoy the nature, we bring out some things, and after the event, we also dispose them off in the form of compost only. So it actually saves a lot.
That's very great thing. Yes, the hostlers do a lot.
Yeah.
Can you share the view regarding the firecrackers, leftover food during the festivals?
Firecrackers are actually nowadays a big market in the name of festivals and all that. Earlier, my grandparents, when they were kids, they time when I remind me that during their generation, they didn't know of a thing called firecracker. During Diwali, they will light up lamps, those diyas, small diyas which we found. During any other festival, the leftover food, they would actually gather all leftover food, and in every village in the outskirts there live Dalit families, they're the underclass people. So what they will do, they will collect all the leftover food and then they will distribute it to the Dalit people. So I actually found the idea very nice, because we are actually showing humanity and brotherhood through this. So that was in the previous generation, right? But nowadays is a complete opposite case we see. We just need a small thing of celebration, like a puja even, and we will bring bounds of firecrackers, and there will be a lot of noise, lot of pollution is there. The major five pollution, like the air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution, soil, everything of environment is being polluted by these firecrackers only. They cause those smokes and dust and all that. I remember a news article I read about the pollution in Delhi. What happened is that after Diwali, the pollution and smoke was so much that for 3 days the school remained suspended. It was a huge loss also. Apart from that, the DJ, which we nowadays use in the name of festivals, I think it's a complete waste. You are using music, it's nice. Then you should definitely switch towards traditional music, right? Which with those beats and the traditional drums and all that. But why do we need such a loud speaker? We the students sometimes get disturbed. Like near our school, when a big procession or something like goes on, a lot of noise creates, and we are disturbed for studies only. So I would really recommend the government to ban such things during the night hours especially. So a drastic change has occurred. The leftover food, they don't care about. They just throw it away. They say it's okay, garbage. But we need to consider that there are some underprivileged people who are near us only, who can be benefited from those food. They don't get a square meal a day. So if we can do a little effort on our side, and if we can just give that food to them, maybe it will receive a lot of blessings in turn. So that's what I think. A drastic change has been there.
That's true. During festival hours, there are many pollution also occurs. Like you said, the firecrackers produce sound pollution. We use plastics also during festivals.
Yeah, the
Sometimes
leftover firecrackers, the fact that we have burnt, it's okay. But the residues, what do we do with that? We just throw it away, right? So land dump is kept on increasing.
sometimes the animals also consume that.
Yeah, they consume
They're
it.
very
It's poisonous.
harmful. Yes, that's true. Are you aware of the hours of the waste management?
Yeah, the 5 hours of waste management, like refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. These 5 hours, I am aware of that.
Yes. So nowadays people really follow that.
Certainly not. As far as we can look, they don't really follow it because the first aspect only refuse. They refuse to plastic. They just want an easy job out of there. They will just go to the market. They will buy the plastic. They will use and they will throw. No much work. Not much work is needed. And about reduce and reusing the things, I don't really think because reducing the things they would need to think, and nowadays people don't really think. They would just follow the platonic life that is going on. So no, they don't follow the 5 hours. Instead, they are contradicting the hours. They are doing things opposite of the hours. They won't refuse. They won't recycle. They won't rethink about it. Then they won't even rot about it. About rot, I think people should lay a special emphasis on rot. I guess of creating awareness about the hours because this particular thing, rot, is very important. In our homes, a lot of waste is generated. Majority portion of it biodegradable waste, the kitchen waste that we find. If we can somehow recycle, compost, make a compost out of this kitchen waste, and we can start a kitchen garden, then we will get benefits, right? We have organic food at one part, and we are composting the kitchen waste. So it is a nice win-to-win situation for us. And we need to understand the pain of government. We should, I think, start segregating the waste into the green bin and the red bin, so that this rotting and decaying over here and there shouldn't take place. We need to make India a clean country, right? So starting from the home only. If we start keeping our surroundings clean, then maybe we'll achieve the feat of clean country in the future.
That's true. That nowadays people want everything in their hand.
Yeah,
They don't want to do any effort.
yeah,
They just want the things as simply as possible.
yeah. They just want everything to be in front of them. They just want to go, bring it, use it, and throw it.
Yes.
That's the current trend nowadays.
No use of, no meaning of 5 hours.
No, no.
How does the waste affect the environment?
Well, if we go deep into it, a lot of scientific studies being conducted nowadays, and the results have taken a turn for the worse only. Waste impacts the environment in a very drastic way, we can say. The three greatest examples I would cite is of, first of all, is the Great Pacific Patch. Around 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic are there. What a million, it's trillion pieces of plastic are there in the Pacific Ocean, which are being consumed by the small fishes. And a very interesting fact that these small fishes only, they impact the weather in a very drastic way. Like these species, they somehow cause a change in the climate, the weather only, and it is these marine life that is getting endangered and impacted by these plastic waste. And this is a lot for the environment, right? A lot of extinction is going nowadays. today we are living in the era of sixth mass extinction. If we don't know how to manage the waste, then I can certainly guarantee that whether asteroid hits or is not is the other case, but this waste will certainly lead us to a very difficult life. Apart from that, the Himalayan waste. Sir Edmund Hillary, along with Tenzing, were one of the first people to mount on the
Yes.
Mount Everest. Well, they said that they once they have been to the top of the mountain, they called it one of the world's highest garbage dump. So you can just imagine the situation over there. In 2017 only, around 25,000 kgs of human waste and plastic waste was to be carried down from the Mount Everest. The effort we need to give is surely very much, and with the pace we are working, it is not enough. We need to do more in a very short span of time. Apart from that, if we take example from the local sites only, Delhi and Mumbai, they are huge metropolitan cities over there. So the garbage dumps over there, they have a simple job. They will dump it down, and after that, when it gets excess, they will just burn it out. This burning causes a lot of harm, because we release toxins in the soil and in the atmosphere also. And this atmospheric toxins, they cause a lot of health hazards to the humans and animals also. So it's a lot. And the soil toxins, if I talk about them, if like anyhow the dump is being cleared and for plants are being planted over there, then what are the plants? They will certainly die of the toxins. So it is a really major concern nowadays. We certainly have to plan waste management techniques so that we can save ourselves, our earth from this extinction period going on.
That's true. That we should control the marine environment. We are producing a lot of waste that are directly going in the marine environment. We should control on that, or it will give a big disaster.
Yeah.
So my last question is: are there eco-friendly alternatives?
There certainly are. Like, for example, you are reducing the plastic only and using some natural biodegradable things out of it. Apart from that, our government has introduced many policies, right? For example, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It was a really, nice mission that our government initiated, under which a lot of cleaning is now going on. Apart from that, the seed waste treatment plants are now there. Apart from that, we need to actually focus on dumping the waste in a circular system of management, which will help us. Our school once made us watch a video, Our Earth, Our Business, and it gives really some insightful techniques on waste management. And we plan on implementing this, and we are planning of taking a journey to some nearby places where we will try to give some awareness about the current problems of this waste, and we will ask them to cooperate with us and segregate the waste and help us in waste management. So we are really planning on it, and if this is, incorporated in the society only, it's a nice thing to do.
Yes, you should do that, Jasmine. That would be very beneficial.
We as the youngsters, I think, should really have this ideology from us since beginning, because the people who are now causing this waste, they aren't really much concerned, because since their childhood the waste wasn't to the extent which is nowadays. So we now know drastic condition of the earth right now. So if we can incorporate the idea of waste management since now only, then why shall we ever need to make this campaign again in future? If we try to minimize the effects from this present only, our future will be safe. So that's why I would like to say that youngsters nowadays should be more careful regarding this.
At least we should consume the things in a
Minimalized amount.
minimal amount. Yes, that's true. So that was a really informative session. Thank you for being cooperative.
Thank you for being with me.